Day 672 being Christopher Cruz. Man, what a powerful call. So I did a coaching call with Araceli and helping her get clear on some of her values. And then I had a call with the person that I was doing a call with last week or 2 weeks ago to we were going to do coaching for her team. She has the network marketing company or the network marketing team, and then we ended up having a whole conversation about God. And so we got on this call to talk about a purpose and didn't talk about purpose at all, which was great. God had a different conversation planned, and she's saying all these things. She's like revealing all this stuff to me and asking me about like when I got saved and all this kind of stuff. And I told her, I don't really consider myself fully saved yet. And she said, Chris, like every day since our conversation, you have been like, God has put you in my consciousness. Like you've been in my mind. He's given me messages and things like that. And she was like, the big thing that God said to me is you need to speak boldly about God. And she said, when I saw you speak, I really liked your energy and all that stuff, but I really thought you were teaching New Age. And she said, if I would have known that this is what you thought about, this is what your belief system was, you have this passion for God, like I would have like pursued to work with you like so like instantly. It would have been crazy. And she's like, you got to speak boldly about God. And I was like, that is so crazy, because today I was reading this book, and the part that I read that I highlighted from the last time I was reading this book literally said, and I went to it, let me get to it right here. You must speak boldly and with courage. You must speak with faith. So it says, right now the devil may have you afraid to say what God says, but you cannot be afraid. You must speak boldly and with courage. You must speak with faith. And so then she says to me that you have to speak boldly about God. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And she's like, what's holding you back? And then I told her, like, I feel like I need to have an encounter with God. Like my heart is there, but my head is still has questions, still wonders, still has doubts, but my the truth is there. and so we were talking about that, and then I told her, I know I'm here to lead a revolution that changes the world. And she was taking notes the whole time. And she was like giving me coaching, like God coaching, spiritual coaching. And she said, if you're here to lead a revelation, you have to. And I was like, wait, what did you just say? And she said, because you're here to lead a revelation. And she like paused, and she was like she knew she said something wrong. And I was like, you mean a revolution? And I was like, oh my God. I was like, hold on. I scrambled for my note where God gave me a message the other week. And he said, I called you to lead people back to God, not to lead a revolution, but a revelation. And a revelation is communicating a divine truth. A revelation is a divine truth. It's communicating a divine truth. And God said, you're not here to lead a revolution. You're here to lead a revelation. And when she said to me, you're here to lead a revelation, and she tried to correct herself the second time and still said revelation, I was like, oh my God. And I showed her this, and she was like, what? And she's like talking about confirmation. Like God is speaking to you, and he's giving you all of these confirmations, like the homeless lady in Skid Row, and she said Selah, and then I see it on the lead singer's shirt, and then I research it, and then I know it means pause, and now I'm pausing, and God's revealing all this stuff. And she's like, you're getting all these confirmations. And she's like why wait to believe? What's stopping you? And so we were having a conversation about that, because all these miracles are happening, it's like the enemy, the devil is just like won't allow me to accept all of these things as good enough confirmation. And so we just prayed, praying for that moment when I draw a line in the sand and say, okay, I'm all in. And the thing is, my actions are all in, but my mind is not all in. I don't know. It's, yeah. And she gave me some scripture that's been in her mind for me. And so, yeah, it was just, I'm still trying to process it all. It was such a powerful call, but speaking boldly about God, you know, and when God spoke to me. See, here's the crazy thing. I'm talking about God speaking to me, and God said to me when I'm in this deep meditation, crying my eyes out, and it's dark in my room, and I'm recording it anyway, and God says to me, share the blessings and the miracles that I've done in your life with the world, and give me the glory so I can give them the glory. And when you want to see me, you will see me in every tear that falls, every person that comes back to me, every transformation. Like, you'll see me in people. And it's like, all the answers are there. And it's like, Chris, what are you waiting for? Like, what's the tipping point? What's going to push you over the edge? And last week I rescheduled my call with her because I got this question of what's stopping me from talking about God publicly the way that I do privately. And I had this thing of like not knowing the Bible well enough, being rejected by others, being criticized and made fun of, not knowing enough about God. But now I'm just like sharing these videos, and it's actually pretty easy. Like, sharing these videos that are about God and, you know, about the Bible, and it's pretty easy. So, but I was telling her, I just know when that line is drawn, and whatever happens that seals this for me. I'm going to lead millions and eventually billions of people back to God. Like, I'm watching this documentary on Billy Graham, who was a preacher, and he led stadiums of people back to God. And when I first started going to church, one of my favorite guys there, who's just brilliant, he said to me, Chris, you're going to be leading stadiums of people back to God. He's like, I can feel it. God is giving me that message for you. And yeah. So she's like, there's all this confirmation all over the place, all these miracles all over the place. Like, what are you waiting for? And I'm like, that's a really good question, because it's literally every day more confirmation, more confirmation, more confirmation. And then, you know, she talked about like, you know, well, we can, you know, we have the ability to see what we look for. You know, we have the part of our brain where it's like whatever we focus on is what we'll see. But like, this is beyond that. This is beyond that. This is the heart. This is God. And so I don't know exactly what it is that has me not fully there, but I'm okay, because I know I'll get there fully. And when I do, the world better watch out. And so I feel like I'm in the cocoon right now. God has got me in a cocoon, and I'm transforming, and I'm metamorphosizing, and doing all these different things. And when I step into who he created me to be, it's going to be massive. And the world will know. I have this note on here. God is cool. I should feel proud. It'd be like driving a Lamborghini. Like, would you be ashamed to drive a Lamborghini? Like, Lamborghinis are cool. Like, God is cool. God is our creator. God is the creator of Lamborghinis. God's the creator of everything. Like, I should feel proud to have a relationship with God. I should feel proud talking about God. I should feel cool talking about God. God should be the coolest thing in the world, not like Drake. Like, it should be God. So I just have to shift my mindset around this, but I'll get there. Like, I'm not worried about it. I'll get there, and whatever's meant to come will come. And you know, I told her I don't feel like I have that moment of being saved yet. Like, I don't feel like I have that defining moment that draws a line in the sand of like, all right, here we go. So but I trust that God's working, so it's all good. It's all good. I'm not worried about it. I don't have to force it. I don't have to make it happen. I'm just gonna keep surrendering and obeying him and being obedient to him and letting him in more and more and more. And that's it. It's crazy that I talk like that. And God said this to me, God said that to me, God told me to do this, God showed me this. But somehow I'm still hesitating, I'm holding back. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. There's something there. And now that I'm sharing about God publicly, it's like, it's not bad at all. It's not even that hard. But I'm sharing more kind of like motivational stuff that is also about God. But maybe it's like when I start reading scripture and talking about that and what that means. But even that, like, it seems easy now. So what's stopping me? Am I even stopped? I feel like I'm not stopped. Interesting. Very interesting. Well, we'll see.